Hey guys, welcome back to Body Talk with Gigi and Melody Marie. We have the amazing Dr. Sanford in the building. You guys, if you are just tuning in, man, y'all gotta make sure to go see the playback on our YouTube page, Body Talk Media. We just had an amazing interview section with Dr. Sanford. Now, Dr. Sanford, he not only deals with athletes, but you deal with the everyday injuries and so forth. So one of the things we've been working on is a bodybuilding series that we've been talking about bodybuilding from A to Z, right? Now, of course, everybody wants to know, like, how do I get into bodybuilding? What category should I be in? You know, what kind of food should I eat? But what they need to really be talking about, which is what we're going to address tonight, is getting yourself healthy or prepared to actually get into the sport the right way. Because I know you see a lot of injuries. You know, Gigi has had an injury before. I've had a couple of injuries. You guys, bodybuilding is a lot of pounding and wear and tear on your body, heavy lifting. It doesn't matter if you're a bodybuilder to a figure competitor to a bikini competitor. We're in the gym hitting it hard. So Dr. Sanford, as a professional, what would be some advice or things that you would suggest that someone do to prepare their body for such a strenuous workout like that? Because most people don't know they're out of line. They don't know, you know, that there's things going on. So what would be one of the first key things as a professional in your field?
Well, for my field, I mean, it's about balance in the body.
Yeah.
You know? It's about balance because the thing is...
It's about balance on the stage, too.
Well, there you go, yeah.
I got to add, once he answers, we got a few stories I'm going to share.
Yeah, because if the body is... Well, I can speak from my perspective first. If the body is out of alignment, let's just go, for example, as far as if your hips are tilted. All right, so one hip is higher than the other. Now you're going ahead and you're pushing your body to do whether it's deadlifts or squats or any type of exercise. But one hip is higher than the other. So what does that mean? That means one hamstring is being stretched out further than the other already. So with that in mind,
knowledge drop.
That's one thing. Then your pelvis can be tilted, hip flexors can be affected from that. So you have all these different issues, and then now you go ahead and you're trying to do these exercises to build, and you want to build with along the lines of symmetry. But
symmetry, that's a key thing. Thank you. Keep
going. Another thing for stage.
Keep going. You preaching now. He preaching to it.
Y'all
gotta start listening.
Symmetry.
So the symmetry, so now you already have one hamstring that's outstretched. So what's going to happen to your back muscles? Well, they're going to be compromised because they start to compensate. So one side is going to work harder than the other. One side may develop more than the other, and then that turns into another issue. So it's like the first thing is that you want to have balance. But then, and yes, that comes along the lines of a chiropractor such as ourselves, such as myself or my team, where we go ahead and we function to make sure that the body is in its proper alignment and address those issues. But it doesn't just stop there, because the other side of it is flexibility.
Oh, now that's a good one.
There's
a whole bunch of bodybuilders running around here that's not flexible, okay? I'm one of them.
Myself included.
I'm one of them.
We're going to tell on ourselves before.
At least y'all real.
Yeah.
You're really honest. I mean, and hey, we all have something to do with the desire and flexibility part. Hey, I know I do. So I mean, it's one of those things that's a constant effort, particularly when you're going ahead and you're working and you're breaking down the muscle tissue to go back and strengthen it. And so you definitely have to add in that flexibility component, because one of the biggest things. All right, so I always tell people just to go back to squats, just because it's so popular right now.
Yes,
everyone talks about squats, and it's like a person will go down there and they'll go to do squats, but it's like if your adductor muscles are too tight, or if your ankles don't have, or your Achilles don't have the proper range of motion, then you're not going to go straight down. You're going to deviate to one side or the other, and then you wonder why you're not building up and developing in the proper way. Or you injure yourself because of the imbalance, and one side is working harder than the other. So between those are two of the major ones, and then there's things such as hydration. I mean, I mean, and I should say preface that before by just saying, I mean, you have to have a team. I'm just one part of the team. All the other part of the team.
Yes. It's a team.
And it's everyone working together. So then you guys putting together the meal plans of how well they should be hydrated and things of that nature to go along with the exercises. But for me, it's that side there.
That's the one key thing is making sure that you're balanced and you're aligned. And I like how you said when the hips are off. And when the hips are off like that, and there's more, you know, more power being used in one leg. You ever see a lot of the bodybuilders where they're off, where one hamstring is more developed than the other hamstring and one quad? So that could be a cause of that. So guys, you got to make sure you got your body balanced and aligned before you even jump into this sport.
I actually have a couple of comments real quick, and this involves Doc and Miss Melody, well, and myself. So, okay.
Oh, here comes some comments. I'm getting nervous about the comments.
No. Okay, no. So you guys know I've referred to Doc Sanford, how he's had to work with me personally as a client / patient. And you guys know that Miss Melody Marie is my posing coach, right? Because I'm a bodybuilder.
We're the team.
We're a team,
We're the
right?
team.
So in the professional setting, so here we go, why we're a team and why we all need each other. So as a competitor, I have had injuries. I've been off balanced, my body, right, out of alignment. Posing with Miss Melody, she has noticed that with my shoulders. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, but she sees it's usually my right shoulder off. Is higher than the other.
That's true. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yes. See?
Yes, good.
And I can't feel it. But she is Yankee. She sees it. She's Yankee. And she'll come over and she'll tap it. She'll like put that shoulder down. Put the shoulder down. And she's like, and I'm like, you know, but I can feel a strain because I'm overcompensating because I have like a bicep tendon tear injury on the other arm. And I overcompensate over on the other side. It's something, I don't know. And it throws me off. So what do I have to do? I have to go and see the docs.
That's right.
And I have to get an adjustment. And she knows this and she'll say, go get an adjustment.
You're right.
I do. And then I go get an adjustment. And then after one of the docs adjusts me, I go back to my posing session. Guess what? Gigi is all perfectly straight.
Symmetry is on point.
Symmetry on point. Bam, bam, bam. And then when they look at me, they like, yeah, Gigi, you like a hot mess. Because I'd be like all like this.
Right. That's some good stuff because Dr. Rashad, bodybuilders think it's just about lifting the weights and eating the diet.
And it isn't.
And I'm so glad that you're here because we need to educate, you know, individuals on this sport from a different perspective.
Yes.
Before I began bodybuilding, I actually was seeing a chiropractor in the gym. He told me to come. I said, okay. But I didn't realize that it was prepping me for my body to be right for when I had seen him for about a year because I had a slight curve. I think from carrying my book bag too much on one side, that can happen. Like you said, habits. Yeah, and I think that really probably helped me from not having injuries because I didn't have any injuries for a long time in bodybuilding. And I don't know about you guys, but if y'all know Carlos Jordan over at Ultimate Body by Carlos, honey, we slammed some weights over there. So yeah, that's really great. So I love that, making sure that they're balanced and everything to get ready for the sport. Now, when you have people come into your office and they're looking to, you know, get balanced and make sure that their alignment is right, sometimes do you actually identify that there's an issue beforehand that you might have to let them know, like, okay, you need to be careful when you're doing this, when you do your assessment, people that want to jump into bodybuilding?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, sometimes it may be an issue with, like we talked about, one shoulder being higher than the other, and that may be something coming from their neck, where the nerves that control the neck affect these muscles right here. So then with them, I mean, I have to let them know that, okay, well, look, when you're going in the gym, you have to be careful the shoulder presses. I mean, I'm just coming from the office. I just had to tell someone. Because we don't want that to lead into that pinching down into a nerve and then them losing some kind of function in their arm strength. Then there's other times where we have a person where their shoulder joints, and this is like one of the specialties that me and my team, we have as far as we work not only with the regular, just the spine, but like each joint. So the shoulders, the knees, the ankles, the wrists, and not all chiropractors do that. But that side of thing, because we can take, I'll give you an example. When we work with like the combine, I work with combine guys. Now
that's strenuous, getting ready for the combine.
Getting ready for the combines. But it's going to translate throughout everyone because most of the time people think that their strength is what it is. And sometimes what'll happen is you may go into the gym one day and you're like, okay, I feel super strong. But then the next day you go in and you're like, okay, I don't feel like I have it in me. I don't feel that strong. Well, sometimes that's because your body is compromised. Remember I talked about that whole garden hose thing? Is that where the joint is actually out of of alignment. And so take it back to the comment, I may have a guy that does like 10 225 presses, and then we adjust his shoulder or her shoulder and get them back into alignment, and then now they go up to 15 because the brain can send the signals to the muscles and allow them to fire. So if a person's going ahead and they're in the gym and they're constantly doing the same thing, and like as far as pushing your body and pushing your body, and you think that you're in a good state, but then you go ahead and now you're out of alignment and you try to do and bench that same amount that you were just benching last week, then that might give out on you, and you're like, well,
y'all hear that? Pay attention. This is good knowledge.
And it was actually because of the fact that the body had shifted out of alignment and it wasn't at its optimal level.
Ah, that's good stuff.
So it's like it's all.
Do you? Because I know I've actually witnessed this with your regular clients or patients, but do you guys have to? With, let's say, competitors or athletes, help with corrective exercises or teach or reteach, let's say old heads like us. That's Melody's word. Old heads like us. Like, because I know sometimes, like even people who've been in, let's say, like sports or athletes like us, we have habits. You create old habits, and your form and technique gets sloppy or maybe, let's say, bad or not good over time. So do you find that you guys have to correct exercises and form over, with professionals?
It does happen, for the reasons that you said, but one of the things that I like to do is that when a person comes in and they have an issue, I like to actually see them go through that motion. So like pro, doesn't matter. I want to see, and then that way I can look and I can see what deviates, what's the deficient, or if their form is slightly off. I mean, it's no different than people in our field. Sometimes you get so into a routine that things can slip a little bit, and then you have to go. And it's always great to be brought back, brought back to earth, and then you work from there. So the short answer is yes. Yep, and we do, and we make certain recommendations, and then we make the alignments, and we advise certain stretches because that may be the thing that's causing you to have the improper form.
Right. That's good stuff. So guys, to prepare your body for bodybuilding, you need to make sure you balanced and got an alignment, honey. We got more to come from Dr. Rashad to tell you guys how y'all going to incorporate what this man specializes in to be successful in bodybuilding. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.